Welcome to Uniquely Loved, a celebration of authenticity and divine inspiration. We are encouraged to be our own unique, authentic selves. Join me as we discuss spiritual gifts and skills that we can develop and enhance, speak with amazing people using their skills in a variety of ways, and explore the different ways to connect with the wonders of the universe. Welcome to another episode of Uniquely Loved. Today I have a special treat for you. I have with me here Jenny, the Divine Energy Healer. She is a Reiki healer for people and animals. She reads tarot and gives classes on connecting with and honoring our ancestors. Welcome, Jenny. How are you today?
Hi, I'm great. Thank you for having me today.
My absolute pleasure. Can you give our listeners a little bit of idea of what you do?
Of course. So I am, as you mentioned, an energy healer. I work primarily with energy to help promote the healing of many different ailments in people and also in animals. The two main modalities that I use are chakra balancing and Reiki. And as an energy worker, I also help people on their spiritual paths with hosting full moon events. And I teach ancestry classes and also offer tarot card readings.
Awesome. Can you give us a little bit of like the history or basics of Reiki?
Sure. So back in the early 1900s, the founder of Reiki, Mikao Ozui, he started, I guess he was actually on a spiritual journey in Japan where he was attuned to Reiki life force energy. And that's exactly what Reiki is. Rei meaning universal, Ki meaning life force energy. And essentially, what you're doing is when you are working with Reiki energy, you are channeling this energy through attunement to your universal life force energy. It is something that, unlike other healing modalities, you actually do need to be attuned by a Reiki master. And the best way that I can really describe it is kind of like a prism. Like, you know how when the light hits the prism and the rainbow comes through and it's just absolutely beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of look at myself sort of like the prism. So the energy comes from the universe and it goes through me and out my hands into my client, and I put it where I want it to go in my client. So it's not actually coming from me, it's coming from the universe, but I'm like the medium that it's going through.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, can you give us a little an idea of what a Reiki session would actually look like in person?
Absolutely. So a lot of I would say that it's a very similar setting to massage therapy, but with Reiki, it is done either laying down or sitting, and it's done with your clothes on. Light or no touch is how it's actually performed. Um, and like I said, that's mainly because, we're channeling the energy into the client. So we're not really trying to massage anything. We're just transferring energy. So we can do that with touch or without, depending on the client's comfort level. Um, and when I mentioned either laying down or sitting, in my studio, I will be having a Reiki chair now as instead of a bed, which is a very new concept, but one that I think is very beneficial to my clients because when they're sitting in this particular chair, it's a very relaxing massage chair where you can either sit facing out or you can sit facing in towards the chair with your head. It's still on like a massage pillow type thing where there's the hole in the middle and you put your face
Mm-hmm.
on the little headrest. And but your arms are kind of around the chair, resting on another pillow. And to me, I feel like it makes it so that it's less vulnerable for the client so that they will hopefully receive much, you know, much better. Um, they'll be a little bit more comforted during the session.
Excellent.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so a typical client, what would they expect to feel then?
So from me, they would usually expect to feel almost like a warmth radiating from my hands. A lot of times, if you've never experienced Reiki healing before, you could either feel just an intense relaxation from the session, or you may experience other things such as tingling, or you might actually get visions from your session to help you with whatever it is that you're trying to recover from. With that, I would say that so some of the benefits from Reiki that a client would possibly experience after a session is pain management. It encourages mental clarity, helps to release stress and tension, reduces anxiety, definitely helps to improve sleep, and it can also do things like soothe your digestion or support even substance recovery. One of my favorite things is our 20-minute sessions for it could be for anybody, but especially for, busy moms or busy business women who just, can't get away for a full hour session. They may only have 20 minutes to spare.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, they would get an optimal amount of relaxation just to help them, feel that sense of rejuvenation that they might need in their busy life.
That sounds amazing. Now,
Yeah.
we mentioned in person. Can you do this over the distance, like whether it be over the phone or even just through connecting spiritually to a client?
Absolutely. So I would say most Reiki practitioners, we all have our different unique ways of doing Reiki healing.
Mm-hmm.
And with me in particular, my distance healing is done with Reiki healing containers. And so what I do is I have specific containers that I keep in my studio and at my home, where I have different herbs and crystals. And I even throw glitter in there because I just feel like glitter is very magical and healing. And so what I would do is I would take my client's name and put it into whichever healing container, because they're all labeled differently too. Like one might be to help bring in some abundance into their life. Another one might be, for grief counseling or grief healing. And another one could be for, physical pain. So with these healing containers, I just infuse them every day with Reiki, life force energy, and send that off to my clients.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. It's definitely a way to allow people who, are not local to be able to get the benefits of Reiki, from distance. Yeah.
Okay, that is really cool. Now, what is your absolute favorite thing about everything that you do?
Definitely helping people. That is my main thing. 22 years ago, I was a makeup artist, and I actually did that for 20 years. And I started being a makeup artist because of the fact that I just really enjoyed helping women to feel beautiful. I liked to, help them just get in touch with their own inner beauty. And the beauty industry, very difficult. It's not the easiest to stay in, because, not everyone has the same I guess goals as my own personal goals, which were to enlighten and uplift and, bring a sense of self-confidence to women. Right.
Right.
So I had to branch off of that to figure out another way that I could go ahead and give people that same, self-confidence and support and love and healing. And I had started Reiki about 10 years ago, which I didn't mention before, but I I actually was attuned to Reiki by my Reiki master, Roman Delgado, in Washington State 10 years ago. And that's when I started my practice. And I started it for the same reason, because I wanted to give that love and, you know, just sense of being able to help people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you found another way to help empower and uplift, which is outstanding.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you have some very cool things going on. Um,
Hmm.
can you tell us about the Wandering Witches?
Absolutely. That's one of my favorite topics. So I work out of a studio that is actually called the Wandering Creative Studios, and that was the started. I want to say it was actually a year ago. The beginning of August was when the Wandering Creative Studios was purchased and started as a photography studio by Skylar Watkins. And Skylar is one of my spiritual sisters. I met her back in, it was November when I met her. And by January, she had come up with the idea of creating a spiritual community center for spiritual individuals who are looking to find their community. And she, on the very beginning of February 1st, she changed the Wandering Creative Studios into a community center where we could do exactly that. And so I started working for her with my first full moon event right in the very beginning of February. And it's just such a great place because this is a wonderful place where people can come together to learn and to
Mhm.
heal and to just find their family, you know?
That is so cool. What all is offered
Yes.
there?
So I obviously do my Reiki sessions, I do tarot card readings and my ancestral classes, full moon events. However, we also have one of our other spiritual sisters, Liv, who does new moon events now. And she also does past life regression. She does a lot of different type of spiritual work with her clients and also tarot card readings.
Okay.
Yes. And then we also do have business hours available now on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 3 to 8. And this is where people can just come into the studio whenever they want to. They can look through the different books to get, information about different things that they're trying to learn about.
Hmm.
They can just hang out, or if they feel inclined to, we also do have things for sale, to help with your spiritual path. We have a huge array of beautiful crystals available. We also even sell tarot cards now as well, and oracle cards.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now, where is this place?
It's in Poquoson, it's 534 Wythe Creek Road.
Okay. I know you mentioned events, and you personally have another one coming up as well.
I do. So we have our new moon event coming up on the next Sunday oh no, I'm sorry, it's on the 26th with Miss Olivia. That's the same day that I actually have my Reiki event coming up. So the 26th, Friday, the 26th
Mhm.
of August. And I am going to be doing an open house for my Reiki services, which are 20-minute Reiki sessions for $15. And that's just to help get people in so that they can have a better understanding of what it feels like to get a Reiki session.
Mhm.
And it's also, how I had mentioned before, for people who may not have time for a full hour session.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Now,
Yes.
I know this is in general, for the people in the Hampton Roads, Virginia area. Now,
Yes.
are y'all looking at expanding?
We are. I do know Skylar. Skylar has many grand ideas, which I absolutely love. Um, one of the biggest ones that she has been talking about is that we would love to start streaming our events. We have some things in the makes.
Okay.
Yes, we also have our website isn't up and running just yet, but
Mhm.
it will be soon. And we're hoping that with the website, we'll be able to do everything through that. So we'll be able to stream our events. We'll be able to, have things to be purchased online. Um, all kinds of wonderful things are definitely coming in the near future.
Excellent. Now, I know the Wandering Witches has a Facebook page.
Yes, so we do have the Wandering Witches. We have a Facebook page and a group actually, and then also on Instagram, the Wandering Witches, and then you can also find me either through any of those or also through my Instagram page, which is at flow with _ Jenny, which is the Divine Energy Healer page.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us today. This has been amazing.
You're welcome. It has been. It's wonderful. I love connecting.
I do too. And thank you so much for sharing everything with our listeners. Loved ones, definitely go out and check out the Wandering Witch on Facebook, the Wandering Witches on the group, the page, as well as the Instagram page. And definitely check out Jenny, the Divine Energy Healer on Instagram. Again, that is flow with _ Jenny on Instagram. And check out all the amazing things that they have going on. Definitely keep a lookout for them because, again, they are expanding. So it is not just in person in Virginia, it is going to be global.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, quick side note, our web designer, which we do know in person, she actually is located in the UK. So it very well could be global.
This is so exciting. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for having this platform for people to be able to come and, share.
I want to get as much information out there to everybody, as a lot of people are awakening, and it's just, there's so much information and there's so many different avenues of looking at it, and so much research can go into it. So giving people a platform or a way of getting a whole bunch of information in bite-sized chunks is just, it seems more effective to me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it.
Thank you, loved ones, for joining us today as we explore Reiki, spiritual events, and ancestral classes with Jenny, the Divine Energy Healer. Find her and the Wandering Witches on Facebook and Instagram. Be sure to subscribe to this channel as well. We have more topics and more amazing people to chat with later on. Always remember, you are accepted, you are valid, you are loved.